So hello friends, today we're going to remove fungus of this Sigma 90mm f2.8 macro lens. From what I read on the internet, it is really good lens, but I haven't dared trying it on my camera because it has fungus. So this lens was given to me by someone to fix it. So, and then in exchange I got a lot of lenses for free. Among those lenses there was the Tokina I repaired a few weeks ago, and then yes, the deal was to repair this lens. So today we're going to fix it. First, a word of warning, this lens is not easy to work on, so please, if you're going to work on this lens, please be patient and yeah, be very careful and follow my instructions if you want. So everything in this lens happens from behind. So the lens is disassembled. Yeah, the lens is to be disassembled. Everything from behind. You have a ring here, which don't waste your time on it. It's going to lead you nowhere. I spent like 2 hours trying to remove it and without any success. So okay, so I was saying we start from the back of the lens. So, well, speaking of tools, you're not going to need nothing fancy, just a G000 screwdriver, and then at the end, when we're going to clean the fungus, obviously the cleaning stuff. So first thing I'm doing here and removing the bayonet. I don't need to care about the connection block, because as you will see in a few seconds, it has some contacts here. So yeah, so you don't need to worry about cables or something inside the lens. So we removed the bayonet, and then here we are going to remove the aperture ring. And then usually what you do is just to pull it, and then here I'm going to pull it, but then there is something here that you need to be very careful. And then I actually, okay, so you see here, so let me show you. There's a small ball there, you see. And then so when you open the lens, just be careful in not losing that ball, because this is what makes the clicking sound when you move the aperture ring. So this is one thing that you need to remove. And then I also like to remove this, which is the spring. Yeah, which is the spring who is pushing the ball against the grooves. So just be careful with that, because if you lose them, I don't know where to get a replacement. Okay, so we reach it here, and then we're going to remove this ring here to disassemble the entire lens. And then here you need to be careful on this part here, which is the actual connection block, and here you will have a cable. So here you just need to remove the screw, put it here, already the connector block loose. Then I need to get these screws here out. Okay, this lens demands a lot of patience. I already disassembled it this morning, and it took me a lot of thinking and figuring out how to proceed, but then at the end I understood how the lens is built and how it works, and then this is what I'm showing it to you now. Okay, and then there's one last screw here. Okay, and then this thing comes out. So there's quite a few things here. You have the focusing gear, which is here, and then you have some spacers here too, and then you want them to be aligned. So I'm going to put all this on the side just for the reassembly, since we don't have trouble with that. The only thing which is bothering us here is the fungus. Okay, so and then I'm going to remove the housing here. Okay, and here. Okay, and we get this here, and then I remove the body here. And now we reach this part here, and then what we're going to do is to remove this part here with the electronics. So first thing we do is to remove this brush here, because we don't want to deform it due to stupid manipulation. And believe me, it happens often, because it has happened to me many times. Okay, so probably it's just from information to you, this brush here does the encoding of the position of the lens, so it is transferred to the camera. So and then this thing here, this brush here, these small pins are just creating some short circuit between these pads here, and then based on the combination you get here, you get obviously the position information, which is transferred here. Okay, so I removed the brush. Then now we're going to remove this part here, this mechanical part, which is the gear transferring the motion from the camera to the lens. So look at this. I have to say this lens is very well made. Everything is metal, and then yeah, tolerances and construction, everything is very good. So now I'm going to remove this housing here to access, to remove the electronics, and then I will be able finally to remove all the optical assemblies. Let me put this is here. Okay, and then you get this. There's one part of the spring here which is not allowing me to remove. Then I just push it. Then, there you go. I remove this ring which holds the electronics, and then if you need to change the electronics, I think you can just simply remove these screws here and then remove the complete circuit and then replace it for something else if you have trouble with that. Okay, so I am here. I am at the point where I'm going to remove the optical parts. So I have this one here that I just simply need to unscrew. And then here I am able to reach my first fungus stand. You see there, let me zoom a bit. You see that very ugly fungus there. Okay, so I have quite a few of them, so we're going to remove this assembly, and then this is the part where we need to be very careful. Okay, so just to disassemble this part of the lens, so you come here, you're able to rotate by hand, and then you see that there's two cams which are moving one with respect to the other, and then at some point you have obviously the guidance, and then you have three holes here that let you perceive the screw of the cam guiding just at that very point, and then you see at some position all of them, they become accessible. So what I'm going to do is to block this position, and then this is very easy to do. I will do it with some tape, and then I do this for two reasons. So one is to block the thing while I am disassembling the lens, and then the other reason is just to keep it in place while when I do the cleaning, and then when I come back I just simply need to put everything in position, and then the assembly should be super easy. Okay, I'm just making sure the tape is well fixed. Okay, here now I am fixed, and then I will be able to remove all these elements here. So here you need to be a bit careful, because each screw has two elements here. So I just will keep them together. You see, and then there is always one who remains behind. So be careful with that. I'll put it immediately together just to avoid losing them. Okay, this one came out entire. Now, here we're next to the tape, didn't pay attention to that. Not a big deal. Okay, it came out with one, the other one is inside, so we pick it up, we put them together, okay, I have two to go, and then we will be able to release the optical assembly, which we see there is already loose. Okay. Okay, so here you probably want to mark the position where you are. This I probably forgot to tell you before. I did it before. So here you want to mark that before removing ideally the last screw, otherwise you will have trouble reassembling the whole thing. Okay, so this is the last one, and that should come out because my screwdriver is magnetized, but apparently it lost its powers. Come on. Okay, then the last plastic ring here, just let me put them together, and then here I am able to get this thing and separate it from here, where I finally can access the optical assembly, just to make sure well, I have the holes here as cues for positioning, but then I added also here a mark just to make sure where I am, and then here is finally easy. This is the front element here. So this is why I was telling you removing this ring is going to take you nowhere, because this front ring here is part of this body here, which is fixed to this housing here, and then I don't know which glue they use. It is very hard. So I have here the front element, I have here the back element, this one is clean, and then the ones with fungus is this one here on the back, and then here I have a bit of fungus here, and then here on the front I see a little bit too. So we're going to clean all that. So I'm going to get ready my cleaning stuff, and then we're going to do that just after. See you in a few seconds. We're going to do the cleaning, and cleaning is rather simple, so I'm going just to give you an example, and then I will finish the cleaning of the camera. And the only thing I will tell you is, here I have this front element here, so this we're going to clean, and the back element here we're going to clean just in this surface, because I saw there was some fungus. And then here on the middle we need to further disassemble a bit, so just remove this, and then you just need to dislodge the element which is here, because I saw there was also some fungus here. So there is some fungus in this region here, so we're going to clean that. I'm not going to do that immediately, so I will put this in the meantime where it goes. I will keep it here, and then I will do a simple cleaning example. Just here with the front element I have here some mix of hydrogen peroxide and then some isopropyl alcohol, and then this thing is very effective for the fungus. And then I just put it, I put some paper, and then I use this lens pen to spread the cleaning. It is very wet actually. Well, as far as I can see, the fungus stain that was there, it is gone already, so this is good news. Then I just pass the second level of cleaning using some isopropyl alcohol. And use this paper here. So here I have done 2 levels of cleaning, my glass appears clean, and then just to finish I will use so optical cleaning paper, optical cleaning fluid. So before it was a mix of iso alcohol and hydrogen peroxide, then was just iso alcohol, and then here just to finish you will have a mix of only of optical cleaning fluid. You can find this on the internet. I will add a link to that so you can get it. Same thing for the optical cleaning paper. I usually say, and I always say that in my videos, don't skimp on the optical cleaning paper, because this is the thing which is in contact to your lenses. And then to push the paper you can use something soft. It doesn't have to be this, it can be something else. But then that's it. Okay, so this is the clean I do in 3 steps. I will do the same thing for the other lenses, and then we'll meet in a few seconds for the reassembly of the lens. So hello friends, I am back. I am done with the cleaning. It took me really a long time, and then as usual optical cleaning is never easy. All the fungus is gone. Bad news is that some of the fungus etched into the glass, so there isn't much I can do there. So I will start reassembling the lens immediately. And then I want to be sure that this is very clean, because otherwise I won't be able to access the lens again. So I'll take a look before. Okay, there are some specks of dust, but for me it looks acceptable. Okay, so first thing I want to do is to actually align with the mark I made previously, which is here, and then I get the body of the lens, and then I want to align with the mark I made there too. So I have the mark here, and then where is the mark? Okay, I have it here. So like that I should be able to get in almost in the right position. Okay, I'm not 100% right. So, okay. Okay, I'm just aligning this. Okay, I'm in the right position. So and now I will start putting the screws that hold. So the most important ones are the first two. The rest I will follow based on that. So we got one. So we got the inner group lock. And then with the second one we got the outer element aligned. So, and after this it should be easy, since we don't have to worry anymore about that they're going to move. So you have seen, if you have other problem with this lens than fungus, you see now how to disassemble the lens. Well, anyway, there's no choice. If you want to remove the optics, you have to disassemble the lens. But once you get how to do it, it is rather easy. It's a lot of work, but it's not difficult. So okay, now we can remove our tape. here. And then I have this part of the lens doing fine. Just let me make sure everything is tightened. Okay, here we're okay. Now we proceed to put in the electronics part, and then this should be here, inside of the opening. Okay, so there is an opening here, and then there is an opening here too. So, and then both openings are aligned, because just after we're going to put the gear for the focusing that connects to the camera. Well, not exactly that part yet, but then the whole mechanism for connecting the gear to the camera. Okay, so here now we have put this. I see that we move a bit this spring here, so I just want to get that loose. Okay, its position is here, and then this is for this element here. So, and then it is always here in contact with this fit here, so yeah, you want to pay attention to that. So we make sure it is in position. Then we have two options. We can either put this part here, or the pins for the encoder. We will put the gear, and then I will put the pins for the encoder. So the order here is a bit irrelevant. You can do one or the other, it doesn't change anything. So here you just want to make sure that almost lost the screw, and then that will be a big trouble because it's dark already. Okay, so here you have to check that the motion is smooth, because previously when I was reassembling the lens for the first time, I got this in block, and then it was because of the position of this part wasn't correct. You see, it should run really smooth. Okay, so I can put the pin now here. So, and then to this part you need to make sure that you're actually on the right tracks. These parts are always made with a big tolerance, and then you can see that sometimes they are way too far. This is the case, and you get often with a Nikkor 3570 that sometimes it gets off the track, and then you get the perfect alignment. You can even get the autofocus in macro. Okay, so I'm a bit on the side with the tracks, but it doesn't look like a big deal to me. Okay, just move it a bit. Okay, Okay, now I will put the housing, and then for the housing the cue for now where to put are these two ports here. There's two screws here, and then there's two openings here. So this is the indication to where you have to put this part. Then we proceed with it. We're almost done with this lens, which gave us a lot of work. Okay, so here we are attaching the housing of the lens. This is fine. So I get the back element and put it immediately just to avoid having some dust coming in. Okay, I didn't remember you have to screw that far, but anyway. Okay, so we added the housing. I'm just checking that the screwing is right. Now we need to add this part here, which is like the main part, and then the indication to put it this part is this. The gear here has a rod who should go into this hole, and then obviously you have to make sure that the electronics connector is going to pass through. This is the tricky part. And then when you get it right, it should be easy. But then I'm almost there. Just having a bit of trouble with the spacers here, because they move, and then if they move, you simply lose the holes. Okay, in the right position. Okay, I'm almost there. Tack, tack. Okay, I have the gear, I have the holes. Let us put the screws. Now we're almost there. I told you this lens is not the simplest lens to work on. It's a big satisfaction because I've been thinking about this repair and how to do it for a long time, probably a month. And then, as I told you in the beginning, I lost a lot of time trying to understand how to remove the front element, because the lens look is misleading, and then it lets you think that you can actually remove the front element easily, and then at the end I discovered it is not. I look on the internet a long time for a manual, didn't find that, so at the end I had to do like the cowboys and then figure out the things by myself. So far so good. So here another tricky part. My tweezers. I have this small spring for the aperture, which goes into a small hole. I forgot also to attach the connectors. Connectors, I put the small ball over the spring. Then this is the part I like the least. And this lens is coming to this position. Oh yeah, there's also something here. Okay, I got it right. There's actually some small bar here that you need to put in before. So here there's a hole, and then you can slide it. And once you have that, we're pretty much done. We need to put the bayonet, and then the indication for the bayonet is always the focusing screw, and then finally we put the screws of the bayonet. And then that's it. We removed fungus out of a Sigma 90mm f2.8 macro lens. We're going to check that everything is okay. So I'm using this camera. It's a Nikon D200. Ah, j'arrive bien. That is my daughter. And then okay, so the lens is focusing. I'm not in the right focusing position. So let me okay, so the lens is working. That's all. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.